Hello and welcome on to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the final series of this IET tournament, and this is going to be the grand finals between probably the two the titans of humans nowadays. On the top left we have DHC's Yumiko spawning in as the blue human player, and he will be facing his long, I guess, rival Rising Stars Tho, who of course, going against the human mirror, is going to be spawning as the red night elf player. And yeah, actually I didn't catch if Tho went random or if he just went night elf intentionally. I'm pretty sure night elf is his most comfortable off race, so, or at least again, oh yeah, that might be true in itself. So Tho, of course, can play pretty much every race to a high level. Is going to be on the next comfortable thing, I guess. So yeah, we've gone through 8 players, gone down to 2. We just had the Fly versus Ted game on my channel. Obviously we haven't had it recently, or at least right now, because this tournament was played at the end of April, and that is like 2 months ago. So yeah, I do apologize about that. I have confirmed it was at the ending of April, so yeah, did get that wrong initially, but was able to fix that in the previous series. So anyway, Yumiko going for the standard Archmage. Tho is actually going to sit with a delayed Altar of Elders. That would indicate a Tavern Hero is going to come out, and Tho, interestingly enough, is placing an Ancient of Wonders pretty early on as well. I can't see his Ancient of War anywhere. It might be placed down right now. There we go, Ancient of War. We also have a Hunter Soul placed down, so lots of interesting things going on for Tho right now. It might be a Panda first, but it is going to be a Beastmaster first instead. To be honest, I actually had no idea what the opening was going to be. I was thinking Dark Ranger, but since we do have the Hunter Soul, it is most likely not going to be that Dark Ranger. So Panda I thought would have been the next logical thing, but Tho is going to go for a Beastmaster, so lots of early summoned units for Tho right now. We did see how effective summon units actually can be with the Yumiko vs. Fly series. I think that was it, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Yumiko vs. Fly. It might have been Tho versus Fly actually, and Ted versus Yumiko. Either way, all I do know was with the elementals and Quillbeasts, it was pretty hard for Fly to deal with, so not sure how well it will deal, or at least translate over against a human player, so we'll have to see that. As of right now, Yumiko did get to level 2 thanks to killing one of the Quillbeasts, and the Quillbeast hasn't really dealt that much damage. Maybe like 1 or 2 peasants around the base, but that's pretty much it. Huntresses are starting to be produced. The footman did spot, I guess, the base layout of Tho right now, so he's probably got a good grasp of what is going to be coming out of Tho's base in the next couple of minutes. Nice pickup right there from the, for the Shadow Priest, but I'm pretty sure Tho will not let that go, or at least Yumiko won't let that go. Tho able to keep the Shadow Priest alive. He will most likely heal himself up in a safe location. The item is being dropped. It is going to be +3 strength, and the Wand of Mana Stealing. The Troll Berserker has been hired up from Yumiko, so hopefully we'll be able to deal a lot of damage against both the creep camp and the attackers from Tho. And yeah, very nicely done for Yumiko. He might actually get a TP scroll out of this from the Beastmaster. Otherwise he will most likely be forced to just accept his fate, which is going to happen. Tho not going to use that TP scroll. Instead, he's just going to probably just revive through the altar. It doesn't cost that much since the BM was at level 1. But yeah, that was not good, because Yumiko is now level 3. He does have the level 2 elementals, and we don't even have Frenzy Beasts out for Tho. plus we don't have that many Huntresses because we've only been pumping out of one Ancient of War for Tho. As far as I remember actually, Tho has pretty much been the dominant one when he always versed Yumiko. Now, the tables have turned. Yumiko is looking very nice against Tho, and he, to be fairly honest, he hasn't done anything out of the ordinary. He's played pretty solidly. He's placed probably more scout farms than usual, but that's pretty much it. He's been playing normally, and he hasn't really done much to adapt against this kind of Beastmaster Huntress comp, which I have seen quite a bit from Tho. It was just, I guess, weird to see the Ancient of Wonders coming out. So anyway, Ancient of Wonders was destroyed before, so trying to be replaced. Tho is probably going to have cancel that Moonwell. The Elemental is tanky enough. No, actually, wow, Abolish Magic right there, able to take down the Elemental. And yeah, I kind of misjudged that possibility right there. So Moonwell will be able to get saved. That's pretty much it. Yumiko doing a little cheeky move right here, bringing over the creep camp, and the Ancient of War is going to be under fire. What's interestingly is that Tho hasn't utilized this Ancient of War for creeping at all, so I mean, why would he place an Ancient of War here maybe? I have no idea. Maybe he wants to do it later on, but still, it is rather suspect in why he would place it over here. There we go, uprooting. So he is actually going to go for creeping, but Yumiko, nicely timed as well, is going to just siege against Tho's main base. We are at tier 2 for players. We did see Keeptick. Keeptick's not actually finished for Yumiko, but you know what I mean. Keeptick is on its way. I believe we did also see a blacksmith. I'll hover over that later on, just so we can see this fight. It's not much of a fight. There's not that many footmen to consider it a fight. However, Tho, oh wow, very nicely done with the staff preservation. That was actually pretty funny. Able to save the Shadow Priest. I believe the Shadow Priest was going to get killed off if the fireball actually landed. Once again, interesting that he used the staff preservation instead of just using the Moonwell. But oh well, both methods would have and actually did save the Shadow Priest. And back to the blacksmith I was talking about over here, it will lead into possibilities of these riflemen, especially since we have been seeing those Huntresses just pumping out from those. So Ruffman are going to be good solid picks for Yumiko right now, and especially if Tho actually considers going for double Ancient of Lore, because those Dryads will also be under the heavy fire of those Riflemen. But Yumiko lost his one and only Rifleman. We do have Tho actually producing those Dryads. Alchemist coming out as well for Yumiko. Pretty interesting right here. We have not seen the Alchemist for a little while. Healing Spray is the first ability to be trained up from the, I guess, I keep on calling him Goblin Alchemist, but just general Alchemist. I mean, it's a Goblin on an Ogre, so I'm not sure who's actually the Alchemist. I'm assuming it is the guy on top, the Goblin, so yeah. Either way, so Healing Spray is going to be a healing over time ability. It does a fair amount, but I mean, it could be easily interrupted. Thankfully, Tho has no ways of actually interrupting that. Thunderhawk has been trained up from the Beastmaster. Another plus side, if you're going to start with the Beastmaster, you can get as many levels as you can on him, and he'll be able to provide the better summon units compared to, I guess, a Fire Lord maybe, or a Dark Ranger actually. That's even more important. Either way, more healing sprays coming out. It is on a fairly low cooldown. It does heal quite a bit per wave, but it does cost quite a bit of mana. I believe it costs like 70 or 75 mana, It's obviously not as effective as just a straight up heal, but for what it's worth, it can, I guess, alleviate the pressure on those priests, although we did see a couple of Ruffman being taken down by Tho. And right now Tho is still pressuring against Yumiko with pretty low hit point units. I mean, Yumiko doesn't have that many units himself, but it is rather risky for Tho to keep on being the aggressor right here. More healing spreads coming out. As you can see, it's going to try and keep those Ruffman alive. Of course, the Beastmaster is not going to let out. Level 5 is being gained, so I'm imagining Spirit Hawks has been Spirit Hawk has been trained up. Otherwise, it's going to be the Raging Quillbeast. It is going to be the Raging Quillbeast, so yeah, just straight up more health, more damage, and of course it does have the Frenzy Beast's Bloodlust ability. Actually, it's called Frenzy, not Bloodlust. Still the same effect of Bloodlust, to be fairly honest. Huntresses, maybe gonna try and deal with those scout farms. It would actually screw Yumiko a little bit. If he kills all the scout farms, he will be upside down in supply significantly. We do have the acid bomb coming out from the Goblin Alchemist, so I believe that I actually have no idea what that does. I'm pretty sure it's just normal damage over time ability, not as effective as the Shadow Strike per se, but I think it reduces armor. I could be mistaken. Anyway, low hit points Huntresses, they're going to try and deal with those scout farms. Yumiko is going to try and just rebuild any farms back at base. I mean, he only has 3 back at base. He has 3 out in the field, and one of his 3 is going to be destroyed. He's not going to be supply blocked. Actually, he is going to be supply blocked right now. So yeah. Wow, you can see that Raging Quillbeast just doing tons of damage against just a normal scout tower. Imagine what it would have done. Imagine what would have happened if there was more than one of those Raging Quillbeasts. But yeah, more creeping for Yumiko. He surprisingly didn't start off with this creep camp, so he didn't get the best of items at the early stage of the game. But yeah, he did clear it out. Rune Braces has been picked up. Not necessarily the best item, especially against this kind of hero selection right here, because most of his damage is through units. Maybe against the Panda, but I'm pretty sure Yumiko is not aware of that. Though, still clearing out scout farms, he will actually put Yumiko once again under supply. Thunderhawk, not as effective as the Raging Quillbeast because it doesn't have that much health. But anyway, once I guess level 7 comes up for the Beastmaster, he will be able to get himself the Spirit Hawks, which are invisible units and deal a lot more magic damage. +1 attack upgrades for the bears are coming out, so though going for the standard Dryad bear composition, just the interesting thing is I guess the Mass Huntress opening as well as the double Tavern Heroes. Level 5 Beastmaster, level 3 Panda. He does have a Ssbu mask, that Panda, so he can deal or dish out as many Breath of Fires as he can. Plus level 2 Breath of Fire will also increase just the base damage. Yumiko going to toss out another Acid Bomb. So yeah, it does reduce armor. It also does a little bit of damage over time, and of course it's AoE, so it's pretty good, I guess, soul burn kind of ability. Yumiko is actually going to keep his Altar of Kings alive. Raging Quillbeast, however, at the back, taking down towers. I don't think they were able to take down a farm in the process, so yeah, probably not as damaged as it would have been. And interesting enough, though, is not utilizing those two Huntresses at all. I mean, they're low hit points, but they're sitting around and they're not regenning all that effectively. But oh well, back to this fight. We did have some healing sprays. There we go with another one being changed up, but most of Yumiko's units are either 100 to 0'd or just not damaged at all. Tho is focusing on just single target burst. Goblin Alchemist once again has been picked up by the Zeppelin. Did take quite a bit of damage, maybe going in for another healing spray. There we go with the Night Acid Bomb, and there we go with the healing spray as well, trying to heal himself as well as his other allies up. However, Tho, I take back what I said, he is dominating against Yumiko, and that is exactly what happened. GG from Yumiko, Tho not going to let this up, and actually played rather impressively. So I'll see you guys in game 2 of this best of 3 series apparently.